Funny name. Philip K. Dick. Mr. Dick. Dick. Philip. So here's the thing. As far as I understand the story, he gave some kind of like speech at a college in California. And afterwards, this young lady came up to him as a student, an undergrad there. And she was a fan of Philip K. Dick's writing. And she said to him, you know, I've noticed something in your writing. I noticed that everything you write about deals with reality. And Dick was like, you know, I guess you're right. I never really thought of that, and I never really did it intentionally, but I can see that for sure. And the young lady said, well, for sure, that's like a common theme in your writing. Well, since you write about it so much, I wanted to ask you, Mr. Dick, in your mind, in your words, what is reality? And Philip K. Dick stroked his chin, his bearded chin for a moment, looked up, and said something like, reality is that which remains after you stop believing in it. Reality is something that still remains even when you stop believing in it. So Santa Claus. I don't really believe that Santa Claus comes around anymore. Santa Claus doesn't exist. But if a child believes Santa Claus exists, then Santa Claus exists. God. Some people are 100% sure. They have full conviction, full belief that God exists. And because they believe in God, God exists for them. But people who do not believe in God, for them, God does not exist. Because they don't believe in it anymore. But say this chaise lounge I'm sitting on right now. Let's say I stop believing in it. Like I fucking meditate for days and days and days about it not being real, that it doesn't exist. And when I open my eyes, it's still there. No matter how hard I tried to not believe in it, even if I don't believe in it, it's still there. See, let's say my desk chair. I've got an IKEA desk with an IKEA chair that I got a number of years ago, and that's where I do my work. Other than this podcast, it's where I edit this podcast. But the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact, I was working on my day job and I got up to use the restroom. I got up, I scooched the chair back so I could stand up without running into the desk. And I turned and started walking, and I stubbed my little toes on my right foot on the leg, on the hard metallic leg of that IKEA chair right next to me. I can see it, but you can't if you're watching this even. If you could hear that, that was me tapping the chair, so you know it's, well, you don't know it's real because you can't see it for yourself, but I'm telling you, I just tapped on the chair with my hand. And then yesterday morning, instead of my hand, my little toes, my fragile little toes on my right foot slammed hard into the metal leg of that chair because I didn't think about it. I wasn't thinking about the chair. And at that moment, the chair didn't exist. It wasn't in my mind. So say you're blind. Say you just close your eyes and you walk through a room and there's a chair in the middle of the room. And but you can't see the chair there because your eyes are closed or because you're blind, and you can't hear the chair because it's not moving around and nothing's touching it. It's just sitting stationary, inert. And so by all intents and purposes, with your five senses, you cannot sense that chair. Yet when you walk through the room, your fragile little pinky and ring toes of your right foot, your bare right foot, slam into the leg of that chair, and you get a fucking sharp pain in your foot. And you curse out loud. Ow. God damn it. God damn it. Who put that fucking chair there? So even though the chair didn't exist, because you didn't believe in it, it wasn't in your mind. You assumed, since you were just walking a beeline straight through the room, as if there were no chair there because you didn't know the chair was there. The chair didn't exist at that moment. Yet the moment your foot ran into it, that moment, that impact proved the existence of that chair. So despite you thinking there was no chair, there was still a chair. So that chair is reality. So if anyone ever asks you, what is real? What is reality? You tell them that James J. Asher, the host and creator of that thing, told you to tell them reality is a chair. Mind blown, right? Right?